And welcome back to Deathbattle prediction. I might have gotten something wrong with how many have been, how many death battles have been done since the season started back up. Because with this one, they didn't advertise it as the season's finale. They just advertised it coming out on the 13th, which tells me I guess we have one more coming, which I'm fine with. Um, Obviously, Batgirl versus Spider Gwen aired today, and I didn't get it right. Like, I've kind of been sucking in a lot of my predictions this season. That is what it is. You're not going to get them all right, and this just has been a particularly lousy year for guessing. And to be fair, I'm not going to say who won or lost. If you saw my video, you know who I thought would have won. But to be fair, they argued that it was actually a really close match, and that any given day, like, the other character could have taken a good portion of wins. Just the majority they felt edged out for the other character. So I'll at least give their explanation some sway, but I'll also argue that their explanation, at least from what I could find, was not factoring a couple things in. But then I had to remember about one other thing with the character who won. So I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, it makes sense, I suppose. I'll let it slide. This time, Deathbattle, this time. Why I went Sean Connery, I don't know. But now we got Sanji from One Piece versus Rock Lee, the master of the kicks. And, I mean, my initial thought process was, of course Lee's going to win this. But, obviously, I've been burned multiple times this season. So I took a step back. I'm like, all right, feel pretty confident Lee's going to win this, but let me check what Sanji actually. I keep saying Sanji because I'm a big Bleach watcher. Sanji. Let me see what Sanji brings actually to the table. And if I'm going to be honest, this is going to be a lot closer of a fight than I was initially thinking. Because Sanji is actually a really powerful martial artist. He's extremely strong, capable of lifting a T-Rex and dragging it without too much difficulty. Durable enough to take a lot of hits, fast enough to dodge point blank bullets, gunfire, all that. And his martial art, his martial arts have many different styles to him with his leg kicks, which are actually extremely fierce and powerful. He's even capable of igniting his legs and lower torso on fire. At first I thought this was the ability of a devil fruit. Because I remember when Ace died, the Flare fruit went to someone else. I couldn't remember if that was Sanji or someone else. But no, it was someone else. And I should note right now, I am not, of all the big original Shonen Jump labels, Dragon Ball Super, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, those big four, One Piece was the one I never got into. I've read some One Piece. I keep up with One Piece for what it's worth. But ultimately, I'm not a big fan of One Piece. And I think the problem is, unlike Naruto and Bleach, which, I would have liked to see in Bleach at least the final arc go on, maybe another 10 or 15 chapters, just to space out the story with maybe a bit more explanation of what's going on in certain scenes, and maybe see a few more battles. I felt it ended on an appropriate note. Same with Naruto, both of which only went into the 600s or I think Naruto actually did manage to go into the 700s first chapters. But One Piece just aired their 999th chapter, and there's still no end to sight for this series. So I think that's one of the biggest reasons I never got into it, because it was so damn long, even as a manga. And that's not including the filler arcs that the series have going on. Oh my god. And add on to that he is capable of using Haki, the two different versions. He's capable of using some level of armament Haki, but his biggest strength is actually observation Haki, where he's actually capable of, gauging a person's power, finding his surroundings, being very, being very adept at his surroundings, and whereabouts and opponents' whereabouts. Now, that said, I am still going to go Rock Lee on this fight. Now, here's my reasoning for it. In terms of actual physical power, at least base form, if you will. In terms of actual physical power, I am actually giving the edge to Sanji here. We haven't seen Lee. I mean, those weights are heavy as hell, and Lee not only moves fast enough with them on already, but he effortlessly picks them up and lifts them. But I don't really think that matters that much when you're factoring in the level of strength that Sanji has shown. take that out of the equation, though, we know Lee can move faster than the human eye, and we're talking just base form without the weights, and taking the years of training, all that. Move faster than the human eye, so he's probably got comparable speed to Sanji at least. He's not weak either. He might not be as physically strong as Sanji, but he's definitely not weak. But three big factors here. One, they're both master martial artists. But Lee has kind of spent his whole life training. Lee is a trained ninja and warrior, whereas Sanjin is a chef. Now, yes, Sanjin is a great fighter, sure, but he's not a warrior in that sense. So he spent his whole life training to being a chef who just happens to know how to fight as well. Should also note that because of that, he, at least in One Piece, his cardinal rule is, chef's hands are for cooking, not for fighting. He never fights with his hands. Lee fights with his hands. And if you're comparable in speed, if not faster than Sanji, then Lee will be able to capitalize on that. And then you add the lotuses in there, the inner gates, and Lee can easily overtake Sanji if he so decides to. At least I believe, with any of the lotuses. Now the question will become, can Lee dish out enough damages with the lotuses to actually beat Sanji? And that's, I guess, the question Deathbattle is probably going to have to figure out ultimately. Generally speaking, I will say that, yes, my money's going to be on Lee. Plus, Lee also has kunai and stuff on him. It made a point of saying, when I actually looked up the information on Sanji, that Sanji has wielded other things before, other weapons before. He is actually known. He is versed in swordsmanship. But you take that broad. There is also, apparently, his cooking does have, there's battle cooking. There's foods you can eat to restore your vitality and stuff like that you theoretically could have on him. So my money's on Rock Lee, but given what I saw from Sanji, I won't be surprised if I see him win. Again, I got a 50-50 shot, theoretically speaking. But ultimately, I'm going Rock Lee. What's your thoughts? Put in the comments below. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point, my cool cats and kids. Why am I going into my smooth jazz voice? I don't know. I just feel like it today, on the 30th November, going into the happy holidays of December. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that bell if you want notifications. And comment if you want me to keep doing this voice for the rest of my career on YouTube. I don't think I'll ever do that for every video. Welcome back to What If? What if Goku and Vegeta do this and this? My Vegeta impression just turns into smooth jazz Vegeta. Welcome now to Saiyan Talk with the Prince of all Saiyans, Vegeta. That's right, Vegeta. Wow, my Goku just went into, like I said, that's right, Vegeta. That's right, Vegeta. We're playing the Happy Time songs now from little BB King. Maybe I should just start. I could do impression videos, but I don't think I'll ever get around to doing that. I'm not like oh god, what was it? Black Griffin, who was could imitate so many singers and all that. I'm not that kind of impressionist. I'm good at impressions, but I don't think I'm that good. Unless I've heard people comment on my voice skills before, and most people seem to like it. I appreciate that, by the way. I digress, though. I'm just rambling at this point. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.